Thank you, Srinivas.
Thank you,
you
sir.
very much. Good morning, everybody. Before I begin, I just would like to tell you that Mr. Srinivas has given me that wonderful introduction. I thank him. I thank VNR College for this wonderful opportunity. I thank Padmavati and other teachers who have invited me here. I asked Srinivas how long this program is, what's the duration of this module. And he said, sir, you can go as long as you want, but our students have to have lunch at 12 o'clock. So he gave me a warning that beyond 12, holding students to their seats is difficult. And that's why 12 o'clock, I must wind it up. I'll do that. So there's already 11:08. I have 52 minutes to finish the presentation, and I'll try to do that. How are you all? I think students, I don't know if you can unmute yourselves. I can't see you. I can't even see the chat box, but you can, in case some of you can unmute yourselves, you can just say how you are this morning. How are you this morning? Can anyone, at least on behalf of all of you, can one of you say?
Sir, we will receive the comments in the YouTube chat box.
Oh, I see.
At the end of
Srinivas,
the talk,
will
we
you
will
please
share.
help me? In case there is a good comment, please stop me and tell me. Huh?
Sure,
Right.
sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. Don't worry about that. I know because you are all watching it on screen. I think you cannot directly interact with me. So that is one advantage and one disadvantage of technology. And let's go on with it. So the topic today is becoming better, but not just better than the best. I mean, it sounds a little illogical, but it is possible. Becoming better than the best. So is that possible? Let's see how it's going to be and what we are going to do to be the best and to be better than the best. So put yourselves in any situation. You are in your first year engineering course, and maybe most of you think you're already good in some things, a few things at least. Perhaps in case you have access to the chat box, you can say, yes, I am good. You can just write the letter I. Otherwise, you can just tell you if you are on YouTube, you can just type the letter I, just one letter I. I means I am good. And I'm not giving you any parameters for that, what you are good at, what skills you are good at. I'm not asking you any further detailing questions. I'm just asking you one simple question. Do you think you are good? If you think you are good, just write I. Okay, some of you must have started writing in the chat box. That's okay. I think most of you have identified yourselves and described yourself as good because I did not put any conditions there. If you are good, the journey has just begun. You are already on your way. So if you're good, there is something that you can reach beyond that being good. What's that? You can be better. You can be better than yourself. You can be better than yesterday, what you were yesterday. You can be better than others. You can be better in another field. You are good in one field and you can be better in another field. Perhaps all these things are possible. So do you all agree with me that you can be better, or you would like to be better in a few things, in one thing at least? Sure, most of you agree with me, and you all will vote for yourself and agree with me that you can be better than what you are, and you also naturally would like to be better than yourself. Otherwise, you would not have joined an engineering course, you would not have come here, and you would not be attending this presentation. So the whole purpose of life is to be constantly try to be better. So that's what we are all doing. So becoming better. Then if you are better than somebody else, or if you are better than what you were yesterday, or if you are better in one area or a few areas, there is something more that can be achieved. What's that something more? That something more is being the best. The best means you are unique. You are the only one who can do that. You are excellent. I think you have scored 100 marks, for instance, right? You have scaled the highest mountain. You are at the peak of your performance. You have reached your pinnacle. So you are the best. If you consider yourself the best in any of your areas, or in any of your faculties, in any of your skills, in any of knowledge areas, I think we must all congratulate ourselves. Anyone who had said, I am the best in this field, I am the best dancer, I am the best singer, I am the best in physics, I am the best in running, I am the best in music, I am the best in mathematics. Suppose you consider yourself the best in any one area, academic or non-academic, whatever, I think I must congratulate you. Hearty congratulations to you if you call yourself the best. But how do you know that you are the best? Maybe you got an award for that, or maybe somebody told you, or you told yourself, or your past achievements tell you, or your confidence and faith in you tells you. So whatever. So maybe you've done some kind of an analysis of yourself and you found that you are the best in that area and you know that you are the best. Okay. Many people think that once they are the best, I think there's nothing else to do. I'm the best already. What else to do? Where else do I go? Is the journey over? The journey, have I reached the destination and then can I stop here? Can I rest from now on? I'm reminded of Michael Phelps, who won 27 medals in swimming at the Olympics. 27 medals, which a country with a population of 150 crore people, perhaps not even a quarter of that is our target, but one individual has earned 27 medals. He's the best naturally. But when he was interviewed the next day after he won the last medal, he said, where are you going tomorrow was the question that was asked. So tomorrow, are you going to enjoy? Are you going for a picnic? Are you going out to enjoy yourself and take out some free time? And Michael Phelps, it seems, he said, tomorrow morning, I'm going to the pool again. I'm going to start practicing for my next Olympics. So this is how people who are already at the pinnacle look at life. So there is nothing called the ultimate. This is the end of it. I cannot go beyond that. I mean, if you have scaled Mount Everest, don't think that saying maybe you can scale one more mountain, or maybe you can scale the same mountain a different way, because scaling, I mean, like climbing up Mount Everest is not one idea. It can be 100 different ways. There are people who climbed up Mount Everest without carrying oxygen with them. There are people who climbed up Mount Everest backwards. They walked backwards and climbed up. There are people who were amputated, double amputated, amputees climbed up mountains. So there are many different ways of doing that. So there is nothing called the ultimate, right? So if you are the best, is there anything else that you can achieve is the question. Yes, there is. What's that? You can be better than that best. When I was a student, I had a very humorous maths teacher, and a very, very good teacher for that matter. And one day he was giving back our answer scripts, and we all had written the exam, and then everybody had scored well. He was such a good teacher that everybody in the class used to score well. So we all got 80s, 90s, 100s, etc. So he was distributing the answer scripts. And one student, he called and said, okay, you get 200 marks. We were all surprised. How could somebody get 200 marks? 100 was the highest, maximum marks, 100. And after giving all the answer scripts, the teacher told us the secret. He said, do you all know how this boy has been given, why this boy has been given 200 marks instead of the highest 100? Yes, he said, this boy, there was an instruction in the question paper. The question paper said, there are 10 problems to solve, 10 questions here in the question paper. Answer any 5 was the question. And so we had 10 questions in the question paper, and then we had to answer any 5. And based on our answers, we'd get marks. So if I did all the 5 correct, we would get 100 marks. But you know what this boy did? He, instead of answering 5 questions, he answered all the 10. Right? But that was not the end of it. Maybe many other people also perhaps answered 6 questions, 7 questions, thinking that even if one of them is wrong, still they would get 100 marks. That was the idea when people answered more than 5 questions. But this boy answered all the 10 questions. And what was the question at the top? What was the instruction? The instruction was answer any 5 of the following 10 questions. And the student, after answering all the 10 questions correct, at the end, he wrote, sir, correct any 5 of the above answers. So you correct, you evaluate any 5 of the above answers, all 10. He was so confident. That's why he was given more marks than the maximum marks. Of course, that was school days and that was fun also. But what I am telling you is there is nothing called the ultimate. If I scored 100 marks in one subject, perhaps I can score 100 marks in another subject. That can be my goal. Or if I scored 100 marks in one subject, perhaps I can consistently try to score 100 marks every time. That's another goal. If I've scored 100 marks in one subject, perhaps I can do much better in non-academic areas also. So being the best is one yardstick, but that's not the only yardstick. There can be something beyond that. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you today. And every one of you can identify the areas in which you are the best and you can be the best, and you can go beyond that limit, beyond that limiting barrier, and you can outsmart yourself. So that is being better than the best. Somebody said, every day, everyone can do a little more. Whatever I did today is not all that I can do. I can certainly do a little more. If I stretch hand my like this, so maybe if I put a little effort, I can stretch it a little farther. If I can lift maybe 70 kilos today, maybe I can try to lift 70.5 kilos tomorrow. So every day, everyone can do a little more and learn a little more, grow a little more. All these are possible, and these little bits of achievements add up to your success on one condition. What's that condition? Consistent effort. Consistent means uniform. I make an effort today, tomorrow, day after, not intermittently, not at intervals, but regularly, consistently, uniformly. If I make effort, for instance, if I'm preparing for the examination, if I study every day, right from today till the examinations happen, suppose I make it a habit to study every day. I put in my best effort every day. If I want to practice a game, I spend a little time practicing that game every day. So consistent effort is one basic requirement, one quality that's absolutely essential to make those big achievements. So if you are capable of making that consistent effort, if you condition yourself to make that consistent effort, success is assured and you can be better than the best. I don't think you can ask me questions in the middle, but maybe in case you have questions, you can post them so that one of your teachers can stop me and ask me those questions. Okay, suppose I want to be the best, or suppose I want to be better than the best. Suppose I want to be better than whatever I am today. Suppose I want to excel, then I should identify the areas in which I want to excel. What are the fields in which I want to be better? What are those areas in which I have to put in an effort to become better so that my life will be successful? So I'll just tell you that there are lots of areas, but I've identified some for you to help as a guideline. So where are the areas, or what are the areas in which I need to enhance? I need to be better. I need to be better than the best. Enhance. So there are two important areas as far as you are concerned. At your age, right, at the stage at which you are, in the position in which you are now, there are two important areas in which you need to excel. One is the academics, what the college teaches you, and one is life, what perhaps the college does not teach you. Of course, the colleges are making efforts like this. For instance, this program that's happening today is to help you become better human being, better individual, improve your values, improve your life. Not just academics, not just a scholar, not a professional. So these are two broad areas in which there is opportunity for you to excel. Within those two areas, how do you excel, or what are the things that you need to excel at? So in academics, there are at least three things that you have to focus on, and you need to make an effort to be better. What are those areas? Easy to remember. ASK. A stands for application, S for skills, K for knowledge, the reverse order. So knowledge, there is plenty of knowledge available to you while you are at college. The teachers are your source of knowledge. The library is a source of knowledge. The books that you have is a source of knowledge. Your colleagues are a source of knowledge, and then acquire as much knowledge as you can. Knowledge is an essential part of the things that are required, that are essential to help you become successful. So without knowledge, it's very difficult, almost impossible to succeed. So knowledge is one area where you need to excel. Then apart from knowledge, knowledge is not enough. Along with knowledge, you must also enhance your skills, improve your skills. So without skills, knowledge is useless, especially in professional courses like engineering. Maybe there are some subjects where knowledge is enough, but your subject is not like that. You have to go to the laboratory. I think engineering colleges not only have classrooms, but laboratories. They invest several hundreds of crores of rupees in establishing their laboratories. I'm sure your college has done that, and then you are lucky to be in one of the good colleges in Hyderabad. So you have laboratories. Laboratories are one area where your skills are bound to excel in case you work there with your mind. So knowledge plus skills. Then apart from knowledge and skills, you must also develop your ability to apply what you learn here in the college to real life. That is application. Application is not the form which you fill up to get admission. I'm not talking about that application. I'm talking about application of your knowledge, application of your skills. Whatever you have learned in the college, it must be made relevant to your real life situations. In practical real life situations, are you able to apply those principles, that knowledge, that skills? That is application. So these are the three broad areas in which you need to excel, and you need to become the best, and you need to become better than the best. Then coming to life, it's not, I mean, just not what you learn at college, it's something beyond that. If you look at real life, what happens, maybe it's not always the one who has scored the highest marks who gets the best job, right? If you look at life, no, maybe so somebody who performs the best in the interview, somebody who convinces the employer his ability to transform the company of which he is going to be an employee, and somebody who is going to answer the questions with presence of mind, common sense, etc., they are going to certainly get better jobs than the ones who have scored the highest marks. Marks is one yardstick, that's all. Marks is not everything. So in life, if you need to excel and if you need to be better than the best, what are a few things that you need to improve? Your perceptions. Perception is what you do with your five senses, your ability to see, your ability to hear, smell, taste, feel, etc. So you must improve your perceptions. You might already noticed in your real life that everybody does not perceive the same amount or the same way. When you see something, somebody just sees and then leaves it at that. Somebody observes it and somebody makes mental notes of that, and he can recall that, and then he make synthesis, analysis of that, and then he can apply that again later. So when you feel something, when you sense something, when you see something, if you are able to see more than what others are seeing, you have a greater chance of becoming better in life. What does a poet do? What does an artist do? What does a skillful person do? What does an architect do? What does an engineer do? They see more than others can see. The layman does not see as much as one. I mean, layman means not somebody who is trained in this. So if you improve the quality of your perception, if you learn to see things deeper, profounder, better, more analytically, more carefully, naturally, you are likely to be better than others. Your perception, your attitude also needs to change, also needs to improve. How you look at life, how positive you are, what kind of understanding you bring it yourself, what is your perspective, what's your horizon, all these things. So your attitude also must improve. And finally, the values that you stick to. I mean, now each one of them is a huge area. Each one of them perhaps needs a full day to discuss. I'm not going to go into those details, but I'm just telling you these. Remember these six areas in which maybe there can be others also. You can add to that, but these are six areas in which you need to excel, and in each of these areas you can try to be better than others, and then you can try to be the best, and then you can try to be better than the best. So if you try this in these six areas, or at least in a few of these six areas, you are likely to succeed in life easier than others. What are the, I mean, one of the things that I talked about, skills. So I'm talking to you about what skills do you need to build. There are lots of them. There are millions of skills actually. So if you go to Google and search for the skills somebody needs, I think you will a whole long list of them. But very briefly, again, taking just 2 or 3 minutes of time, I just would like to tell you, I'm not going to describe them to you, but I'm just going to tell you here is some a list of areas in which you need to excel. I've put three top ones in a different color, the bottom three ones in a darker color. The bottom three I'm not going to discuss today, but I'm just telling you, you need to improve your learning skills while you are at college and also outside the college. See, many people think that learning is just whatever is taught, maybe remember that, memorize that, and reproduce that. And that's all. That's learning. I'm not talking about learning. I'm talking about learning skills. I'm not talking about what you are learning. I'm talking about how you are going to learn. So, in case you know how learning happens and how you can learn better, if you know that skill, where information is, how you get that information, how you analyze that information. For instance, if you go to a library, you must know where the book is and how to locate a book. How, if you don't know how to locate a book, how long will you spend time in locating that? How difficult would it be for you to locate that book? So, you must have the skill of finding the source. And once you know the source, how to use that. Suppose you have a big book, a fat, voluminous book, and then how to use it. You're not going to read every page, every line, and all that. Maybe you need to identify the area that's really relevant to you for that time. And also, maybe how to make notes, for instance, how to carefully listen to your class. Listening is a skill, listening is a learning skill. So, you must know the skills that equip you with the required talent that's essential to be successful. So, you have to identify the learning skills that you are not very good at, and you have to begin building them. For instance, note making. How many of you are good at making notes? I think when I go to engineering colleges to speak to them, maybe even right now, perhaps I can prove that we are sitting in the hallways, wherever. I don't think anybody is making any notes at all. These days, of course, luckily for you, as a substitute, you have screenshots, you have video replays, and you have technological tools that help you instead of notes. But taking notes, at least mental notes, if you are making mental notes, when you see this slide, for instance, on the screen, if it gets imprinted in your mind, imprinted means not photocopying, but maybe you have a very logical sequencing of the ideas that are being presented to you. So that kind of note making is a learning skill. Life skills, I think this is one thing very, very, very important to you at this stage, because you're all adolescents. You are passing through a very, very critical stage in your life. And unless you apply your mind and heart carefully to things that you do, the decisions that you make, the temptation that you are likely to yield to, I think your life will be, I mean, it can happen, good and bad, both can happen to you depending on these small decisions that you take. Somebody offers you a cigarette, the first cigarette, for instance, that is offered to you. I mean, how you fall prey to that, or you overcome that temptation, because this first cigarette is going to change your life. This is only one cigarette. The first time it's only one cigarette, but then one cigarette is going to shatter your life completely, or maybe it's going to, maybe some other change is going to happen. The first decision, the first influence, right? The first interaction. I mean, these are all some kind of life skills. I mean, I just gave you very mundane example, but there are a lot more serious examples. So, what kind of addiction? The world is full of very highly influential, highly impactful things that are good and bad, and it depends on your own attitude, your own life choices. I mean, overcoming temptation is absolutely a skill that needs to be mastered at your age, right? So instead, if you keep yourself safe, for instance, you are maybe 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever your age is at this age, if you resolve to yourself, if you tell yourself, no, I am going to stay clean, I am going to do this, I am not going to do this, I am going to make my life based on the small decisions that I make here. My life is going to be, it's going to be dependent on the small decision that I take today. Tomorrow is going to be dependent on today. So what I do today is going to impact my tomorrow. So whatever is going to happen tomorrow when I'm 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 is going to depend on what I'm going to go do today. For instance, if for instance, at your age, if you don't know how to sit properly in your chair, or if you don't know how to be erect with your spine. So when you are 60, 70, what happens? So you develop a backache, you develop a knee joint pain. So what is going to happen when you are 60 depends on what you are doing today. So if you have that long-term vision, long-term perspective, if you have the right attitude to life, and if you develop that now, if you develop the right life skills, I think you are going to pave a bright way for yourself for future. Then motivation skills. Instead of always depending on somebody to motivate you. Your teacher has to motivate you, your dad has to motivate you, your mom has to motivate you, somebody has to wake you up, somebody has to ask you to study, somebody has to go to college, somebody has to be always behind you with a goad, and then you have to persuade you to do things. Instead, if you know how to motivate yourself, and motivate yourself, that depends on how focused you are, how clear you are in your mind about the goals that you would like to achieve, and what is the prospect that you have, what is the effort that you'd like to put in to achieve that accomplishment that you've chosen, and how much effort that you're going to make to achieve that. All these things, if you're clear in your mind, automatically you can motivate yourself without depending on external motivation. Motivation can be internal, external. So if you know how to build your own motivation, if your motivation levels are very high, if you know how you or why you have chosen a certain, for instance, you are doing electrical engineering, why have you chosen electrical engineering? Or even if you have come here by chance, because you have come here by chance, what is it that you can do from here onwards? So if you know it, it becomes very easy for you to succeed there. But if you just stay here because you have come here, and just because others are behaving a certain way, you also go along with them without knowing why they are doing that and why you are joining them, I think your life is already on the verge of getting shattered. So please stay clear, stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean, and I think you build a future for yourself. So you must know good learning skills, right life skills, and self motivation skills, and of course, as I told you already, lots of other different skills, so that your life becomes brighter, better tomorrow. Now, this is a very important slide I'd like to discuss. Maybe I'll spend 5-10 minutes on that. When I go to engineering colleges, I always make it a point to talk to students. So before my class begins, after my class is over, or whenever I get an opportunity, I go to graduate colleges, I go to engineering colleges. I'm a retired principal. So even when I worked at college, also I used to interact with students, and I used to ask them. One question that I often ask them is, why have you not been able to achieve more than what you have achieved? So typically the questions that teachers ask students is, what do you want to become? And then what is your background? This kind of question. But I ask a slightly different question. So why do you think you have not achieved what you wanted to achieve? Why have you limited yourself to this? Why could you not reach beyond? So this is one standard question that I ask students. Maybe if this was a physical class, I would have begun with the same question. Because it's virtual, we could not do that. So what are the answers? I surveyed that, and then I collected all the answers that students gave me, and I put them in this list that you see on the screen now. So what are the answers that my students gave? My students, sir, that fellow is very rich. His parents are rich. He has a lot of money. He can do whatever he wants. I am a poor boy. How can I achieve that, sir? How could I do more than what I have achieved? Despite my poverty, I have done this. And this is one answer some students give. Some students, sir, he is lucky to be born in a family where parents are very affectionate, very loving. My parents are not like that, sir. My parents don't take care of me. They don't give me guidance. They are not educated. They are illiterate. They have this problem. They have that problem. And my father is employed somewhere. He does not come home till late evening, and then some such thing. So there is a complaint against the parents. I mean, a proper excuse, perhaps they are rightful in their complaint. Then some students say, sir, I have come to a hopelessly bad college. This college does not offer anything. Look at others, how good those colleges are. Those colleges offer everything that students want, and that's why they're all shining. So I did not get a seat in IIT, sir. And naturally, the one who is studying at an IIT naturally will do better. What am I? I'm going to a very bad college, and that's why I did not succeed. I'm not talking about your college. I'm talking about students in general. Okay. Then some students say, teachers, sir, our college has such bad teachers. They don't know the subject, sir. They don't know what to teach. They don't know how to teach. Sir, I am capable, sir. I am talented, but maybe teachers are not good. That's why I'm not able to do better. And some students, and quite a lot of them for that matter, quite a good number of them, they say, sir, our social status. So I belong to certain caste. And you know how these castes are snubbed, and how we do not get enough opportunities. So the caste factor, the community factor, the rural urban factor, and so many social stratum related factors. So they affected my education, and this is what I am. This is the best I could do. I could not do anything beyond this. Now, there are some students who complain about their own health. Sir, actually, I wanted to do more. I wanted to achieve something big in life, but my health is not good, sir. I have this problem. I have that problem. My sister has a problem. My father has a problem. I have a problem. I had TB. I had this disease, and then I was hospitalized. Some such thing. So maybe again, they are justified in making these complaints. And some people talk about relationships. So there are other students of such wonderful relationships, sir. So my friend has 5 cousins who are already in America, working in America, and they can guide him. And he has an uncle who is very highly educated, and maybe an aunt who is very highly placed. There is a politician known to them. Some such thing, relationships, bonds, so that they have. That's why they are succeeding. I don't have anybody, sir. I am alone, and then I have a very small family, and I don't know anybody beyond my family, and that's why I did not succeed. And yet another, I mean, not many, but some students told me, sir, I actually did well, sir. Last time I scored 100 marks in statistics, sir, but nobody recognized me. I did not get any prize, sir. I know nobody even congratulated me for that. My teacher just gave me that paper and then threw it at me and then went away. Sir, I didn't, and my father also did not appreciate me, sir, when I scored 100 marks. If nobody appreciates, why should I work harder, sir? So these are the kinds of complaints students have made, real facts. A survey conducted by me personally. Now, I agree with all of you. All this is factual. I am not exaggerating, and then you are not exaggerating. Those who told me also are not exaggerating. They're right. I agree with you. So these are the problems that you have. These are the complaints that you have. But I have only one question for you. The question is, do you know anybody who has succeeded even if he did not have any of these things? Or do you know any hero, any champion, any friend, any colleague, anybody in your village, anybody in your college, anybody who did not have any of these, or some of these at least, and then he still succeeded? Do you know anybody? I think we know hundreds and thousands of them. In fact, the brightest of the lot, the greatest of the great, the most successful people in the world, if you take a list of them, and maybe 70-80% of the successful people in the world did not have any of these. Then what did they have? If they did not have this, what did they have? They had something else. What was that? That list on the left side, the list on my slide, on my left side, is what they had. They had learning. Learning is not on the right side. So learning is something that I am responsible for, not my parents, not my money, not my institution. What my college teaches me is very little. What I learn from what the college teaches me is a lot. Right? The library is a huge source of information, but it is open. The door is open to everybody. Not everybody takes out everything there, but there are some people who take more out of it than others. So how much I want to, it's like going to a well, going to a huge tank of water where I can drink as much as water, but if I don't go there, it's not available to me. So my learning is my concern. My learning is my responsibility. My learning is my priority. If I know that my learning is going to make a difference to me, I'm going to be successful tomorrow because of my learning. Learning has no substitute. I don't think whatever you be, if you do not have the basic learning, I don't think you will be recruited for any kind of job. Right? So learning is one thing. Then what kind of ideas do you have? What kind of creative ideas are you capable of? So I think after you finish your engineering, one of the simplest things that you are likely to be asked when you go to an interview is to apply your mind to some instant situation and then come out with a creative idea. Right? Some lateral thinking. So it's not based on what you've studied at college. It's not, the answer is not available in your textbook. It's not something that you can readily grasp. So in case you're capable of that, in case you have brilliant ideas, I think everything that's on the right side is not necessary. This entire list, even if you do not have any of these, I mean, I told you already, if you have these, you're lucky. I'm not saying these are not necessary. They are all necessary, but not absolutely essential. They are necessary to the extent, I mean, if you are lucky, you will get them, that's all. But not everybody gets them. But the ones on the left side, because it's your responsibility, because they are available to you at your hand without support, without help from anything on the right side. You still can gain them. Your creative mind, who stops it? It's not your parents, no, it's not your money, no, it's not your institution, it's not teachers, it's not they who are responsible for it. You are responsible for that. And there are tricks of improving your creativity. There are lots of various means of improving your innovative skills, right? And there is a course on that. In case you want, you are interested, maybe you can read books on that, you can talk to your teachers on that, you can take a course on that, whatever. So you have to improve your ability to think creatively, think imaginatively. What's going to happen after 4 years, 5 years, perhaps you're not sure. But in the given situation, if you are able to apply your creative mind to situations, I think you will be recruited irrespective of your marks or performance at college. Then the kind of thoughts that you have, what thoughts, how profound those thoughts are, right? How analytical your thoughts are. Are you able to perceive only what you see with your physical eye? Are you able to perceive more? Are you able to understand only what the teacher teaches you in the class, or are you able to go beyond that, applying your mind and then thinking one step ahead? Right? Are you going to limit yourself to preparing for the examinations, or are you going to beyond preparing for the examinations and then study beyond that? So there are two kinds of books, I think, given to you. One set of books are called the prescribed textbooks, and another set of books are called the reference books. I don't think many students have the habit of going to reference books. They think, oh, if I read these books, it's enough. If I read the magazine, if I read perhaps the textbooks, it's enough. I don't need to look at it. I think many libraries subscribe to some of the best journals in the world. These days, journals are available on your apps also. But well, so maybe as a student, if you inculcate these habits of approaching journals, writing articles, even now you can begin that. I think you don't need to wait to finish your PhD. Some people think, oh, sir, I'm not a PhD yet. How can I publish an article? Why do you need a PhD to publish an article? You can write something innovative, something creative, something good, something useful, or anything that you want, and then you can get it published. It happens. Many students do that. So thoughts, how deep and how profound and how analytical your thoughts are. The habits, what are your habits? How, I mean, what kind of habits have you inculcated, have you instilled in yourself as a student? When do you wake up? How do you study? Where do you sit? How long do you spend on what? How much time do you dedicate to social media, good and bad? I mean, social media, despite being all the wonderful benefits that it can bring, unfortunately, many students are not using the positive side of it. They are wasting their time on that. So maybe, for instance, if you have to use some social media on which you are active, and you can always have it, I mean a set time. So every day I am going to watch this from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Come what may, however important is 8 o'clock, I'm going to stop and then I'm going to do something else I've scheduled for myself. So in case you have some healthy habits like that, right? Good habits like that, I think your life is going to change. The little habits that you make here, the small habits that you inculcate here are going to you make a huge impact on life, right? So your studying habits, your sitting habits, your health habits, your learning habits, your interactive habits, your friendship habits, all these things are going to make a change to your life. And what are your values? So I think that's a huge subject that I'll not go into that. But do you want to be honest? Do you want to be positive? Do you want to be optimistic? And what kind of values do you want to inculcate in yourself? And all these things are decided by yourself, not by others. So everything that you see in this circle happens because of you, but everything on the right side does not happen because of you. You are not responsible. Your father is poor. You're not responsible if your teachers are not good. If you're not responsible, your health is not. Maybe to a very small extent, maybe you are responsible for your health if your health is not good. But sometimes you're not responsible. It just happens. Corona, you are not responsible for that if you're affected by that. There are factors that beyond your control. So everything on the right side, it's something that you have very limited control over, or perhaps no control over. Let's leave that. If you have that, it's lucky. If you're healthy, if you are rich, and if you're born in a very, very wonderful family, loving family, you have good relation, you are lucky. But being lucky is not ascertained. Everybody is not lucky. Everybody can develop the ideas on the left side. So work with some goals and with an action plan and focus your work, and then I think success is yours. Okay, what I'll do is, maybe because it's already 11:47, we have just 13 minutes left. What we'll do is I'll show you two short, maybe 1 minute videos now. Okay, so those two videos are going to give you a very, very important life lesson. Each one of them is 1 minute. 2 minutes I we're going to see the two videos. After the two videos are seen, perhaps you can go to the chat box, or maybe if you are allowed, you can unmute yourself and you can give your comments. When you tell me, you can tell me what you've seen and then how do you think they are important to you for the today's context. And maybe you can even go beyond and tell me if the videos inspire you to take some decisions today, some resolutions you would like to make. What resolutions are they? And what are you going to start doing from today? And how are you going to look at life differently? How are you planning to be better, the best, and better than the best? Okay, if you are ready, I'm going to show you the two videos. This is my first video. Okay, you might have understood what this is. I am stopping it. Okay, I'll play the second video for you. I'm sure you'd like to enjoy listening to both of them, and then the videos are a little longer, but let me not play, because playing the videos itself is not very important. But if you have understood a certain lesson from there, I think that's exactly what I wanted you to do that. I mean, maybe if you are allowed, one or two of you can unmute yourself and tell me, what do you understand from these two videos? Or perhaps you can write in the chat box and then somebody will read them out for me. Or perhaps I can stop sharing my video for a minute and then come back to see your chat box. Oh, I see. I think I cannot see you because you're all watching. It's being streamed, I think. Okay, I'm going back to that.
Yes, sir. We have one question here.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Sir, Devender Sai Teja, he gave one comment that equipment is not essential if we have talent.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Devender, wonderful. You have hit the nail on its head.
And Manish also gave one reply that is achievements doesn't need resources, achievements need smarter people.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Talent doesn't need a luxurious platform.
Yes. True.
Nothing is a barrier for if we have a passion. That is from
Who said that?
That is Kirti Raj.
Kirti, thank you very much for that comment. Nothing is a barrier. Wonderful.
And
one more, last one.
Many of the students, they want to be better than the best.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much. Wonderful. I am sure many of you are writing still. Many of you are posting your comments still. Perhaps you do not have time. But I think the 3 or 4 of you have given a perfect answer. So it's not the resources that you have. It's not the situation in which you find yourself, in which it's not the place of your birth. It's not the kind of equipment that you have. They're essential. They are all essential. So they're all useful, but they're not compulsory. People can survive. People can succeed. People can do outstandingly well despite the lack of one of them, some of them, or all of them. That's what I wanted you to learn. So if you were to vote between this first boy on the left and the second boy on the right, if I ask you the question, who is great, who is successful, perhaps because again you need to go to chat box. I think maybe you can write 1 or 2. 1 is on the left, 2 on the right. Which one is the greater boy? Which one is more successful? 1 or 2? 1 is on the left, the boy with that drums and all that. And the 2 is that poor boy who has created an orchestra of his own with the little tools that he had at home. Is the answer 2? Most of you, I think somebody can help
Some
me.
of them gave left one,
Uh-huh.
and one student they gave right.
Uh-huh. Okay, my answer is both of them are great. Both of them are great because, I mean, both of them have made the most of what is available to them. It's not wrong to be born in a rich family. It's not wrong to be equipped with everything that you want. It's not wrong to be blessed. So if you are blessed, it's good. I mean, it's wonderful. If you are lucky, nothing like that. But everybody is not lucky. Maybe 1 in a million is lucky. We cannot wait for luck to come and knock at our door and wait for us. So you have to, I mean, start right this moment. So if you are in first year, if you are in the first semester, if you are on the first day of your class, this is the time for you to start. And if you start here, I think you are going to do something outstandingly beautiful, outstandingly excellent. And if you don't start today, perhaps you're nowhere. Suppose you want to wait for luck. Sir, I want my dad to buy me a motorcycle, sir. Then I will start studying. Till then, I'm going to go on a protest. My dad has not given me a second pair of clothes, sir. That's why I'm not doing this. And then I asked him to buy me one more pair of clothes. I asked him to buy this. I want me to something. I mean, if you wait for things to happen and those things have to happen because of others' intervention, I don't think you're going to start anywhere. But if you start doing it, maybe it can be anything. I had lots of, when I taught at college, all my life I taught in rural, very, very, very interior colleges, in Telugu medium schools and colleges. And there were lots of students who used to earn money while they studied. They used to earn their pocket money on their own. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 students, there were many. There are many who have worked outside their college hours. And if you go to America tomorrow after your BE, after your BTech, whatever, I think you have to work on campus, work outside the campus, you have to earn your money. Earning money is one way of putting your effort in the right perspective and also using and producing something productive and also being useful to the community and then making yourself purposeful. So coming back to the topic, so if you look at the previous slide, this is what I told you. Sorry. Yeah, this is what I told you. So these are the things, perhaps the boy on the left has been equipped with this. Maybe he has a good teacher, maybe he went to a good institute, maybe his parents are very affectionate and loving, maybe he has a lot of money, he belongs to a good social status, he's healthy, right? Everything on the right side he has, that's good, wonderful. So this boy has excelled, but he has not misused that opportunity that's available to him. Remember, even if you have everything, there is no guarantee of success. Is every rich boy, is every boy born in a wonderful, loving, affectionate family, right, with loving parents and all the wealth that they can dream of, every comfort that they want, just because the parents are dropping them in an air-conditioned car in the college? Do you think they are all going to succeed? Is there any absolute guarantee? No. So despite all these facilities, some students may fail in life, and without having any of these, some students may succeed. So success does not need them, though these are factors that help you. These factors will certainly affect your success. As I told you already, these are the things essential. And this boy had ingenuity, he has creativity, he has used whatever tools and vessels and other things that he had at home. He has designed them. He has a wonderful ear, and he has no audience there, but still he has succeeded. I think he has, perhaps in life, he will be as successful as the boy on the left. And in all likelihood, this boy will be 10 times more successful than the boy on the left, because passion is one thing that's hugely different, and the kind of effort that has put into, I mean, create this proves already what kind of success is possible for him. So success is inside you. And last thing, I think I'll just show you one slide and stop there. So in case you decide to discipline yourself, in case you decide to make your life successful, in case you are very sure where you want to go, in case you are very, very sure what you want to achieve in your life and make a name for, I think success is yours. Look at this slide, and then this is something little interesting. Maybe you can just watch this. This is half a minute. You see those ducks on the street. I think you might have understood that they are trying to cross the street, and the red light, you might have seen the red
Sir,
light.
excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, can you reflect on this? One of the students' reflection. Second person is in wrong place.
No, no, no. I'll come back to that. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, I'll stop this video and get back to that. See, the second boy is in the wrong place. Who said it's a wrong place? It's absolutely the right place. Is absolute. Maybe if you put this boy in this position, perhaps he will become lazy. I don't know. Maybe it's possibility. I'm just talking about one possibility, but distant possibility. So what you make with your surroundings, what you make with your environment, what you make with the facilities available to you is up to you. Right? This boy may get completely disgruntled and may get frustrated if you displace him here, or he may continue his passion despite losing everything. Have you not seen children whose parents lost everything, but still children brought back wealth much greater than their parents lost, and then brought good name to them, and then world succeeded? Every kind of a situation is possible on one condition. What's that condition? What is the passion in your heart? How focused you are on what you want to achieve, how much of effort you are going to put into getting that, how much zeal is there in your heart to achieve success. That's the only thing. So whether you are rich or poor, see, I mean, taking names is bad, but look at something like Ambani brothers, two brothers equipped with the same situation, same wealth, equal wealth, and same facilities, born in the same family. Each one has, I mean, grown or whatever differently. I mean, sorry for taking names, but I'm just giving an example. And you and your brother are not alike. You and your brother are born in the same family, and you're given the same facilities. You grow up together. Your parents give you the same love and the same tools and same facilities, and both of you have equal opportunity to success. But why do you not both succeed the same way? There's something else, no? So something is happening inside you, not outside. If that, what is happening inside you, if you can know that, if you can handle that, I think you can pave the way for your success. So that's where I stop. And then, so I was telling you what's inside you is more important than what's outside you. So I'll stop with this story. So one little boy was walking on the beach, and then somebody was selling balloons. Then he went to that uncle, and then I said, uncle, why do not have any black balloons? We have red, green, blue, yellow, etc. Why do not have black balloons? And suppose I have a black balloon, suppose you have a black balloon, does it also fly like the other colors? And the balloon seller, the balloon vendor, I mean, tells the boy, see, it's not the color of the balloon that makes it fly, it's what's inside you. So if you have the right material inside you, whether you are red or blue or green or white, whatever, so irrespective of your color, irrespective of your size, irrespective of the circumstances, irrespective of everything else, because you have that potential inside you, you have that ability inside you, you have every possibility of succeeding. There are hardly any people in the world who have not succeeded despite that zeal in their hearts. I think maybe they are very, 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 very rare. So if you have that zeal, you succeed. I'll stop there. So I request every one of you to start looking at your life more closer, make some kind of a SWOT analysis of yourselves, and then maybe identify things that you would like to excel at, and also start working towards that, and then maybe begin working in the direction of your success. And don't blame your father, don't blame your teachers, don't blame your institution, don't blame anything else. In case you are still not succeeding as on today, blame yourself. But that blame is not to get frustrated, but to make some resolutions and start working from there. ఇక్కడ ఎవరైనా కొంతమంది పేరెంట్స్ కూడా ఉండొచ్చు అని చెప్పారండి. పేరెంట్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉంటే కూడా నేను చెప్పిన విషయం చాలా చిన్నది. విద్యార్థులకు నేనేం చెప్పానంటే, మీరు బయట సిచ్యువేషన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, బయట ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్సెస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, బయట ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, అందరికీ అవి దొరకవు. కొంతమందికి అదృష్టవంతులకే దొరుకుతాయి అవి. కానీ ఆ అదృష్టం ఉన్నంత మాత్రాన కూడా అందరూ సక్సీడ్ అవుతారన్న నమ్మకం లేదు. మీ లోపల పట్టుదల ఉంటే, మీ లోపల నమ్మకం ఉంటే, మీరు ప్రయత్నం చేస్తే, మీరు ఉన్న రిసోర్సెస్ను వాడుకుంటే, మీరు ఎవరిని బ్లేమ్ చేయకుండా మిమ్మల్ని మీరే రెస్పాన్సిబుల్గా అనుకుంటే మీరు సక్సీడ్ అవుతారు అని చెప్పానండి. ఈ పేరెంట్స్కు జస్ట్ చివరిలో ఒక 1 or 2 minutes మీతో కూడా మాట్లాడితే బాగుంటుంది అనుకొని ఆ విషయం చెప్పాను. ఐ మస్ట్ వన్స్ అగైన్ థ్యాంక్ ఆల్ ద staff of this college and also the management of this college, the students, for this wonderful opportunity that you've given me. Thank you very much. I've already exceeded by a minute, I think. So I stop here. If you have time for questions, I don't mind staying any long, but it's up to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, Dr. K. Vidyasagar, sir, Department of EIE, is going to summarize and convey the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. This is Professor Vidyasagar. Very much delighted with your valued recommendations to our VNR VJIT children's. As you said, enhance the best practices, prove